Hello everyone and welcome to the best tunes in a soul run. This list was a blast to put together with the support of my small community, so be sure to like, subscribe, and maybe even join us for future events. Let's start simple with Boxton. His stats are well rounded, making him a decent survivor, but he's held back by an ability that only works with other players. Not much to say, D tier. Poppy follows the same path as Boxton, but gets a small boost when getting hit. Hate to burst your bubble there, but it's not too helpful when the goal is to avoid getting hit in the first place, Poppy. C tier. Flutter has amazing speed, and her ability, Spin, has led to some of my best clutches. On a side note though, she has one of the most beautiful skins in the game, making her the temporary monarch of B tier. Toodles is slightly above average thanks to her constant gambling addiction, but since her ability is useless in a chase 3 out of 5 times, she ends up in D tier, but in front of Boxton, making her the best of the worst. Astro's massive stealth keeps him away from being spotted by every twisted imaginable, and his ability to regain stamina 50% faster seems minor but makes a real difference. I'd place him in B tier behind Flutter. Brightney, how do I put this? She gets spotted by everything. Her only real advantage is a brighter light during blackouts and being able to get wall hacks in the darkness for a little, which helps her see, but also helps the Twisted see her first thanks to her first star stealth, putting her at the bottom of D tier. Bobbit was heading to D tier, but her movement speed was boosted from 2 stars to 3, and her emergency ability became more viable so it wasn't spammed that way. Though there is a chance that Twisted could walk right over as it is about to end, so I'll only be gifting her C tier. He's gay, right? Glisten relies on others with his abilities. Without teleportation, he's useless, and his stealth isn't great either. D tier. Ignore all this. Razzle Dazzle is unpredictable, wastes an ability slot, and is basically a gamble. Is this a comedy or a tragedy? D tier. This beginner-friendly tune has a few requirements, but is absolutely solid. Now this ability is a trade-off since you go faster the more damaged you are, but it keeps your stats average until then. He goes on top with A tier. Stats don't matter as much as you can simply heal yourself with 100 tapes. With the overabundance of tapes in this game, she basically never needs a medkit or a bandage. As long as you're not mugged by your own Twisted, she's an S tier. Now for Shrimp. Tisha's ability does nothing here. Her only upside is slightly better speed, but she burns through stamina fast. Clean up on aisle C. Scraps could have been great if she didn't need teammates. Hell, even with teammates, despite her 5-star stamina, her 2-star movement speed makes it almost useless. D tier. Roger is built for grabbing research. That's it. With lower movement speed and no meaningful ability, they join the ranks of D tier, but surprisingly behind Scraps. Sprout is a major disappointment due to his weak abilities and measly 2 health. His stats keep him out of D tier though, landing him in C tier instead. Connie is slow, like Shrimpo slow, but at least she has a reason. Her ability makes her disappear, throwing off Twisted, and her 5-star stealth helps her slip by. Her hiding timer being recharged naturally at 45 seconds. C tier. This little Spronkle, little Sprunky, little boy, his speed is good, his ability is useless though, and his stats aren't as high as Sprout's, but he actually has 3 hearts, which means medkits are actually more effective. B tier. This little guy is average across the board, but his small dashes make him a mini Flutter. Plus his glow-in-the-dark trait gives him a competitive edge. Maybe Quell did give us a gift. B tier. Pebble is one of the fastest tunes in the game by default. His natural item detection is a huge help, and if played right, his bark can be a game changer. A tier. But wait, he is not the only dog. Cole. Besides being a surprise tune, especially gender-wise, surprised me even more with her stats. Her bark helps me locate objects, and her 3 health pool secures her alongside our other good dog. A tier is what I would say if there were many items on the floor you would find. Anyway, B tier. Get psyched out. C, he could be better, but his ability does nothing unless you're priming for no reason. There's not much reason to use him either. Whale, I can purposely place him in D tier. Danger is terrifying when it's right on top of you, which is why V has a sliver of hope. Seeing Toons anywhere can help predict movement, but knowing a Twisted is nearby is already obvious. C tier. Cosmo actually has surprising stats, but their average speed and useless ability weigh them down to C tier. Sweet and simple. Unlike Cosmo, who had something going for them, what the hell is up with Ginger? I'm surprised their eyesight is so good with just one eye. Unfortunately, the only thing they'll be looking at is D tier. Finally, we have Gigi. As you may have noticed, I saved her for last. Unlike every other Toon with a gambling habit, Gigi is the ultimate survivor thanks to her ability alone. Given enough time and a good hiding spot, she can stay low and keep gambling to fully heal and grab great items. A hidden usage as well as she can see in the dark if you look through her visor. This is insanely broken. She locks in at S tier. And that's the list. Any thoughts or conflicting opinions on my picks? I do. No? Alright. Thanks for watching, everyone. Like I said, join our Discord community that's accepting of all people and potentially play beside me in games. I will see you all in the next video.